Hi everyone, and today's video we'll be making a Sonic the Hedgehog display for the new Sonic movie coming out. So I've been helping Adam make videos for a while, in the background, here and here.
Ooh, that's sticky. Oh, me.
There we go, lovely. And basically I've been building this for about 2 months or something like that, for a while. It was way before this guy, way before. And that guy was like a month or two months or so ago, almost 3 maybe. So a while. Gotten to the point where I finally finished it and I'm very happy with it. I'm going to give you a run over of what I did to, build something like that. It's not as much of a tutorial, it's more of a sort of go over sort of thing. And yeah, there's a lot of things I did to this to build that. So the first thing I did is I went out to my local DIY shop.
What's he looking for?
Just bought a bunch of big, thick foam board sheets. And a lot of glue, a lot of different glue, because sometimes foam doesn't like certain glues, so I tried a bunch of different glues. The one I did end up using is the No More Nails. It's pretty decent stuff. I also used kebab skewers to sort of glue it together after I cut the shape out with a jigsaw. You can use a handsaw, and I'm pretty sure you can just end up kicking it and it'll snap into the right direction you want it to as well, because it's quite sturdy, but I guarantee if you just score it and just kick it, it will probably just snap in a straight line. Please don't do that, I'm not liable for you doing that. Yeah, after I cut it into the somewhat shape that I was looking for, it's more of a stair-step sort of thing. I basically let that fully dry, and then I started to cover it in a PVA mix. You're going to have a counter for all these different glues. So we've got No More Nails, and then you have PVA and tissue to make some sort of paper mache over the whole body, so it's like more sturdy and rock solid. And that does help out pretty much later on, keeping it firm. So I left that to dry. I went upstairs and I casted a bunch of tiles, so these little squares. I don't have the footage because I deleted it by accident and I could not recover it. My bad. I'll take the hit on that one. But basically, I got a little bit of clay, or plasticine, cut it into a 2" by 2" square, and just literally rolled a rock over the top of it to create the rocky texture. I think it looks pretty good. And then I had silicone left over from another project, so I decided I will just reuse some of that and make a mould, and then use a liquid plastic to cast all of them, because there's quite a lot of them. They're all exactly the same square, just rotated every now and again, so they're a bit different. And that took 13 hours to mix, pour and cure all of them. So yeah, if you're going to do this, probably make more than one mould, because it'll be 13 hours. So yeah, make more than one mould. Don't be cheap like me, get more silicone. But I wanted to not spend more money, even if I was doing 4 at a time. Better than nothing, but anyway, I learned my lesson. So while the glue was drying downstairs, the paper mache, I went outside and I took all the little square tiles, I evened them out and divided them, and I sprayed one half a brown, which was this sort of colour, and then the other one was an orangey brown, which is this sort of colour. While that was drying, I went back inside and used a hairdryer, that's the one. It's the hairdryer to heat up the PVA mix just to cure it so it's, dries faster. After that, I used a bit of PVA and acrylic paint, just mixed it together. I poured it onto the body itself and just painted all of it brown, because the way I'm gluing it together, if there's any slight unevenness between the squares, then you will see white, which I didn't want it. I wanted to sort of like hide it with a different colour. Plus it helps out because the top becomes green grass, so any areas that I miss with the grass just looks like mud, so it kind of like saves me. But after I painted it all brown, I let that dry, as the spray paint took a while to dry for some reason. Cut down some clear rod. I cut these rods, all of them, to the same sort of length, about 5 centimetres. I glued the rings and the gems to the top of them, and I put them aside for the end. it was all dried. So we use another glue, 5-minute epoxy, to glue all these squares on. And I did do it section at a time. You can see me doing it one section, then I move on to another section. After 5 minutes, then another section. I like that dry, fully rock hard. After it's all sort of solid, that was a firework. After it dries solid, I came back with some PVA again. I brushed it on the top where I left the dirt, because that's going to be where the grass is going. The grass applicator that I used was about £25 off Amazon. It's so useful. I'm going to be using it for some upcoming models and some D&D stuff and some railway stuff, and I can't wait because I love trains.
I like trains.
And I've been getting into D&D, so there's going to be some D&D stuff on the channel, hopefully. That's future stuff. That basically, after that, I covered the whole thing with some PVA. I came back in and I sprinkled the grass on the top. And I think I did a really heavy coat of grass on it, just to make sure that, you know, I evened it out quite well, and I've covered all areas. Again, I left that to dry overnight just because I didn't want to touch it and disturb it. So I left that overnight. So the next morning when I come back downstairs, I started to apply the moss along the corners. You can see the brown. I wanted to cover that, and that's why I wanted to paint it brown, because at least if you could see it, it's not white, so it's not as noticeable. But again, I covered the corners with moss, so you kind of like don't see it. And then I just applied it everywhere in a few little cracks and stuff, and I think it looks pretty good. You know, I wish I got a bit more moss, but I didn't want to go crazy with it. As I was applying the moss, I did start adding in the trees, the rocks, so they're all super solid. In the back, there's some little bushes and stuff. It's like tiny palm tree leaves. I just cut them off and just stuck them along the back now and again, but I don't think you really notice them, so if you notice them, you notice them. If you don't, no biggie. But after that, after I let it all dry again, I came back. I simply just drilled out some of the holes, applied a bit of glue into the holes. I don't think I got footage of this. I think I forgot to record that bit. I apologise. And then I just inserted the rings and the gems on the tops. I think it looks really good. You know, you can't lie. Like, I think that is, you know, almost perfect. I think it's great. There's some Halo stuff I want to do, and I think I'm going to sort of replicate something like this with Halo. And then I wanted to do like a 3D Mario as well. I think that would be pretty cool. And yeah, I know, I think it's just pretty cool if you like something like this and you see how I kind of put it together. There's going to be a materials and a tool list in the description. If you want to have a go at making something like this, then be my guest, you know, comment if you like it. If you want to see me make anything sort of 2D game turned into 3D, let me know, you know, I'll give it a go. I thought this was pretty fun because this was based off the classic. I just put it together how I thought it would look, and I think it's pretty good. And it's so good, the local news wanted to see it, and my local cinema wants me to display it in the local cinema when the new Sonic movie comes out. Free tickets. That's all I'm bothered about. I shouldn't say that, but it's true. I'm a greedy bitch. But honest to God, I'm very happy with this. If you want to see a lot more of the stuff that we're going to be making, we've got a lot of large stuff to be making yet. Spoiler alert, I've got a customer who wants a full-size power armor suit from Fallout, just saying.
Spoilers!
You've got some props you might want to see us make, just put it in the comment section and just like, subscribe, and click that bell notification because that really does help. See you in the next one.